In absolute coordinate mode, we just had one datum and relatively we calculated the coordinates of machining points. But in case of incremental mode, we need to take reference of each previous point. For example, to calculate the dimension of point number 4 here, we need to take reference from point number 3 and so on. The complete program for incremental mode is written here. Most of the lines or blocks are similar to that of absolute mode, so we are going to discuss only the changes here. In the second block or line of the program, the only thing that is changed is G91 for announcing that incremental mode is active. Everything else remains the same till line number 5. For 6th line or block, we will write G00 X 11.0 Z 0.5, same as before, so as to avoid tool dashing into the workpiece. In the next line, we will now bring the tool towards the assumed origin, that is, the center of one face of workpiece. For this, we will write G01 X minus 11.0 F200, where G01 signifies machining operation has begun, which is obviously linear interpolation, and 200 mm per minute feed is provided. Now, work position is attained as per x-axis, but for Z, we need to give a command of Z minus 0.5. Now to get into point 1 here, first we have to get the tool 11 mm above the datum and then 3.5 mm down. This is done because 15 mm diameter has to be maintained till 15 mm length span. So half of 15 is 7.5, that means 11 minus 75 or 3.5 mm has to be travelled down. Now we have to get to point number 2. So as per incremental mode, we shall calculate the dimension from point number 1's reference. The distance between point number 1 and point number 2 is in Z axis and is 15 mm. So we will write Z minus 15.0 here. Now we have to propagate from point number 2 to point number 3. It's going to be a tapered turning. Now we need to find out the distance between point number 2 to point number 3 in order to apply incremental approach. So for that, we are going to give command of x 2.5 Z minus 5.0. Since 2.5 mm is the distance in x-axis, that is 10 minus 7.5, and obviously the span of 5 mm is given for z-axis. Now from point 3 to 4, a linear interpolation of 15 mm is required. So for this, we will give the command Z minus 15.0. And hence, the final geometry is now obtained. So we will begin retracting the tool, following the same procedure as in case of absolute approach. The rest of the code is relatively similar.